What makes something a wonder? Is it beauty, size, mystery, or is it the way it makes you feel standing in front of it? Silent and breathless. Centuries ago, people named the seven wonders, the greatest structures the ancient world had ever seen. But as time passed, most of them crumbled, and only a few of them still stands today, with the likes of the Great Pyramid of Giza. So, in the year 2000, a global search began. A Swiss foundation asked the world, what are the new seven wonders? And the world answered. Over 100 million people voted online by text and across continents. In 2007, the results were revealed. 7 places, 7 stories, and 7 human feats that have stood the test of time. But behind every wonder is a question, a cost, and a mystery. In this video, we explore each one. Not just what they are, but what they mean. Let's begin with the first. The Great Wall of China. It stretches like a scar across the skin of China. Stone, brick, earth, and time. This is the Great Wall, built to stop enemies and also a show of power. Built over 2,000 years ago, during the 7th century BC, one emperor after another added to it, strengthened it, and rebuilt what crumbled. Some say it's 5,500 miles long. Others say it's more than 13,000. No one truly agrees, as it's too big to measure with certainty. The wall climbs over mountains, runs through deserts, and cuts across grasslands. It has towers for soldiers, rooms for sleeping, and fires for sending signals. But for all its size, the wall didn't work. The Mongols got through, so did the Manchus. What was meant to protect had fallen short. So why was it really built? Maybe not just for defense, but for fear, for pride, and for the image of strength. Thousands of workers died building it. Some say their bones were buried inside the wall itself. Today, people come from all over the world. They climb its steep paths, take photos, and feel the weight of history. But behind the view is a story of power and loss. A wonder that once tried to stop enemy invaders and couldn't. Up next is Chichenitza. Deep in the jungles of Mexico, stone rises from the earth like a secret. This is Chichenitza, a city once ruled by the Maya civilization, a place of power, science, and sacrifice. It flourished in the 9th and 10th centuries. At its heart stands El Castillo, the castle, a pyramid with 365 steps, one for every day of the year. But this wasn't just a calendar. It was a masterpiece. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun casts a shadow on the stairs. It forms the shape of a serpent. Slowly, it slithers down the pyramid until it reaches a stone snake head at the base. A perfect illusion, a perfect design. Chichen Itza wasn't all about astronomy. It had a ball court, the largest of the Americas. The game was sacred, and some say the losers died, while others say the winners did. Temples, altars, and platforms still stand till today, each stone whispering a story. The Mayas were brilliant builders and fierce believers, but then, one day, it all ended. The city was abandoned, swallowed by the jungle, left in silence for centuries. Today, tourists walk its grounds. They marvel at the pyramid. They watch the serpent return every equinox. But the true meaning of Chichen Itza? Still debated, still mysterious. Next is Petra. Carved in, but Petra's true magic came from the people who shaped stone like clay. But then it ended. Trade routes shifted, earthquakes came, and the city faded. By the 7th century, Petra was nearly empty. It stayed hidden for centuries, up until 1812, when a Swiss explorer, dressed as a local, rediscovered it. Even now, much of Petra remains unexplored. What secrets lie in the sand? What stories are trapped in stone? Today, it's one of the world's greatest wonders. But in all honesty, the Machu Picchu. Hidden high in the mountains of Peru, wrapped in mist and guarded by silence. For centuries, it was a secret, unknown to the outside world. Then, in 1911, an explorer named Hiram Bingham stumbled upon it. He thought he had found Vilcabamba, the last stronghold of the Inca. He was wrong. But although what he found was more mysterious, terraces for farming, homes and temples, and stone steps that lead to nowhere, all built without mortar, just perfect cuts of rock fitted together like a puzzle. But what was it? Some say it was a royal estate, others believe it was a sacred place for pilgrimage, and a few still believed it housed the virgins of the sun, women chosen to serve the gods. No one knows for sure, and maybe that's the point. The Spanish never found Machu Picchu. It was never touched, never looted. Time left it alone. Today, visitors climb to its gates. They walk through the stone paths. They stand in silence, just like the clouds that drift across the peaks. Machu Picchu wasn't just a city. It was a question carved into the mountain, and it's still waiting for an answer. The next wonder takes us to the hills of Rio, not carved from ancient stone, but built from faith. Christ the Redeemer. He stands with open arms above Rio de Janeiro, watching the city, watching the sea. It began after World War I. Some in Brazil feared their country was drifting from religion, so they made a plan to build a monument that could not be ignored. Construction started in 1926, and it took 5 years. Engineers, sculptors, and workers shaped it together. Concrete for strength, 6 million tiles for the surface, and a great team effort, powered by belief. The statue stands 98 feet tall at the pedestal, and it towers even higher. The arms stretch 92 feet wide, like a cross in the sky. But even wonders aren't safe from natural phenomenons. Lightning has struck it, and storms have damaged it. In 2014, a bolt snapped off part of Jesus' thumb. But still, it stands. Not just as a statue, but as a symbol. For some, it means peace. For others, protection. And for many, it's simply a sign of hope. Christ the Redeemer doesn't speak, doesn't move. But from the top of Corcovado Mountain, he sees everything and says nothing. The next wonder is a place built for blood in the heart of Rome. The Colosseum, built nearly 2,000 years ago under Emperor Vespasian. A gift to the Roman people. A place for shows, for power, and for control. It could hold over 50,000 spectators, and sometimes even more. People came to watch as men fought animals and also each other. Sometimes the floor flooded with water just to stage fake naval battles. It was drama. It was violence. It was Rome. They say 500,000 people died here. Gladiators, slaves, prisoners, animals alike. It was said that so many were killed that some species disappeared from the region forever. Some believe early Christians were thrown to lions here. Others say that part of the story may not be true. But still, the Colosseum saw death, and screams, and cheers, and then silence. Time broke its walls. Earthquakes shook it, and stones were stolen to build other buildings. But it never vanished. Today it stands as a ruin and a memory, a monument as to what humans once found entertaining. People walk through it now. They take pictures, and they imagine the noise. But only the wind moves through the arches now. Our final destination is the Taj Mahal. It stands in Agra, white, still, and shining in the sun. It was built by an emperor, Shah Jahan, for his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. She died in 1631, giving birth to their 14th child. Heartbroken, he built her a tomb like no other. It took 22 years and 20,000 workers. They used white marble, precious stones, patterns of flowers and stars. Everything was perfect, even the garden with its long reflecting pool. The dome rises like the sky itself. 4 smaller domes surround it. Minarets stand at the corners, tall and watchful. They say Shah Jahan wanted to build a second Taj, this time in black marble for himself, across the river. But that dream never came true. His son overthrew him, and the emperor spent his last years under house arrest, gazing at the tomb from a distance. Now, people come from everywhere. They see the marble glow at sunrise. They walk the quiet halls, and they whisper their own promises of love. The Taj Mahal wasn't just a building. It was a beloved memory carved in stone. And that's all we have for today. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe to the channel for a lot more fascinating insights on History Untold.